So tell us how are things for you?
Fantastic. Sorry for my voice, I'm a little sick. All the guys are doing great. We've had a lot of fights, a lot of wins, a lot of big wins lately, and we hope to carry that momentum with Mike Ricci right now. Hopefully he'll score this win. He's worked very hard for it, and I've seen him what he's gone through, and I really hope he gets this win.
I want to talk to you a little bit about Rory McDonald. What are your thoughts on his loyalty to the team? He said he doesn't want to fight George, doesn't want to mess up his relationship with Tristar. You guys have done so much for him. What are your thoughts on that?
I love that about the kid. I mean, he's a loyal kid. We helped raise him. David Lee, Toshido, trained them, raised them. We helped as well, and over the years we become family. And when you spend every day together, to me it's a given. You have to not fight. You have to not fight your family. You have to not fight people who train you. It's just normal to me. It's crazy to me for people to say, "Oh, it's just business, it's just fighting." That just goes to show to me they've never spent the hours, the days, the years, building somebody side by side with someone else. It doesn't work that way. In my opinion, it doesn't work that way.
And what are George and Roy like outside of the gym?
They're friendly. They train together. Family, like brothers. We're all like brothers.
I like the bit of you guys playing hockey in the street. Is that something you guys do all the time?
No, playing hockey, not really. Just once in a while, when we have some downtime. But we do the same thing, but with MMA. It doesn't have to be hockey. And when we go out to dinner, we go out sometimes, to clubs or whatever, to get-togethers, to parties, to birthdays. It'll be a celebration. It'll be some fun time. The guys work hard. They like to have fun as well. Obviously to kick back because we put in a lot of hours of work.
A little bit more about the team. Is this sort of an open door policy, open Tristar? Or?
No, I wouldn't say it's an open door. To become part of the team, you have to call ahead, ask. If you're a pro fighter, of course. If you're a regular person, we train all levels. You can be a guy who's working 9 to 5 and trains full time. That's fine. Tristar, we have all levels, But if you want to train with the pros, we have to know who you are. We have to talk to you. We have to know what your intentions are, and see if we click. Some guys just
we don't spies or anything like that.
Of course, but not so much. I'm not crazy paranoid about that. But if I feel somebody's from another camp and they're not staying long term and they're just coming to see what we're doing and to report back, of course I won't allow that. It's just fair, and I won't do that to someone else. I won't demand that from someone else. So, it's just common sense. I use common sense. That's it.
George's victory over Carlos Condit, what impressed you the most about that fight?
He was able to come back from the kick to the head. Most guys, I think, would have been out. Condit's got an incredible finishing rate. He's finished almost every single guy he's ever fought. To survive an onslaught like that, it's impressive to me.
What was George's mindset like after the fight?
He was happy. George's a perfectionist. He wanted to do this. I told him, George, it's been 2 years almost you haven't fought. He's like, you're right. It was a hell of an adventure, the whole process. There were ups and downs, and for him to get the win in Montreal, the crowd, the love, the energy that was there, it was an incredible moment, one of the best moments of my life, and I think one of the best moments of his life as well.
During the press conference, Nick Diaz sent out a tweet and said, "I'm not impressed with your performance." What went through your head?
I think he was quoting George. I think it was a joke, and it was nice to see Diaz make a joke, lighten up a bit. I thought it was funny. We all laughed about it, and that was it.
And now the fight's being targeted March 16th in Canada.
Yeah, I hope so.
What are your thoughts on the matchup?
I'm excited. That's a fight that's been brewing for a long time, and let it happen. I can't wait to see what happens.
How bad does George really want that fight?
I think he wants it really badly. I think it's been something that has been on his mind since the day he got called out by Diaz. And it's just the emotions, he was sidelined, and he was feeling, you know what it's like being sidelined. You're so pissed off you can't get in the cage, and then somebody calls you out and says you're faking. It's like, I think it brought him to a boiling point. But now it's time. The fight's done. It's booked. So
you and Greg were split down the middle as to who should get the title shot, either Johnny Hendricks or Nick Diaz. You said Nick. Greg said Johnny. What are your thoughts on Johnny?
I think they're both.
I think they're doing a little bit of a fit right now.
I think they're both deserving. I understand. Either side would have been pissed. If we picked Johnny, if Johnny would have been picked, he would have been. Diaz would have been pissed, and vice versa. I think they're both deserving. It's the fight the UFC chooses. You know, it's not me. It's not anybody else. You know, at the end of the day, they say who they want to see fight. Is it the bigger fight? Is it the fight fans want to see? I assume it probably is. That's why the UFC push and want that fight.
Do you think either fighter, Johnny or Nick, is any less deserving than the other?
It's hard to say, you know. I think they're both very deserving. Diaz has been there longer, you know. He's been waiting in line longer, and he's been fighting for a longer period of time. But that doesn't mean he's more deserving, though. But there is that how do you say, seniority kind of thing. But I don't think that's how we should operate. But at the same time, it's still something you have to consider.
What are you guys going to do to beat Nick Diaz?
I haven't really had a meeting with the coaches. Usually I meet with the coaches and we discuss, you know, the game plan. So there's no back and forth debates during camp. But I haven't gone through that process yet. But I'm sure we'll be doing it soon when I get back to Montreal, and I'll call the coaches and we'll all put our heads together.
And real quick before I let you go, what are your thoughts on fighting with a toothpick in your mouth?
I love Benson, man, and I think it's pretty badass for having done that. But you know what? My biggest fear is a guy chokes or something. That's crazy, you know. It's very dangerous, I think. But he's crazy to have done that.
But would you feel comfortable if knowing that one of your fighter's opponent had a toothpick in his mouth?
It wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't think about it. I mean, that's just something that it has no impact on the fight. It's just Benson's charisma, I think. You know, that's all it is.
Thanks for taking the time.